Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you wouldn't mind just hitting the subscribe button, like, sharing the video, we have new episodes coming out every Monday and Thursday. Enjoy.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
Now
Hey,
you
you-
fucked up.
Welcome to the show, Kevmac, but you killed it on stage. Was that that's a long time ago. It might have been yesterday, might have been 2 days ago, not even
Dead
sure at
eyes,
this
man.
point.
I don't even know. I don't
You
even
killed
know
that
about
shit though.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, dude, for real.
You've been performing? You've been doing shows and shit before? Because you're young. You're 18, right?
Yeah, man. My first performance was 11.
11 years old. Damn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you been serious for it for the past 7 years? Were there times you took off? Because you're talented as shit for your age. Not for your age, but like, you know.
I mean, yeah, it was a conflicting time between 11 and 13. But once I turned like 13, I was like very passionate about music.
I feel like 11 through 13, people are like not thinking about like serious life choices like that and shit.
I was though. I was thinking about what I'm gonna do forever. I was really thinking about what I was gonna do. You know,
What happened in
music
the-
or boxing?
Boxing, really?
Yeah.
You still box?
Nah, man, it's in my blood. I shadow box every day. That's my thing.
Oh yeah, that's your thing?
Yeah, because it's just in me.
I've been trying to get into boxing because like it was in my DNA. Like my grandfather was one of the top boxers in the Air Force. Yeah,
No way, that's fucking sweet.
yeah. And it's
That's
also
fucking
good to
sweet.
know how to like protect yourself and shit. You know, like know how to like handle
Hell yeah.
yourself in situations.
Just to carry yourself as well. you
Yeah.
know? Like I always looked up to the way my older brothers carry themselves. Like if you see the way boxers carry themselves, they carry themselves with a lot of discipline and move cordial, and it's dope.
Discipline is like one of the hardest things to get, but once you get it, it's one of the most beneficial things for your
One
life.
of the most fucking beneficial things, yo. You're so right about that because I can cuss on here.
Yeah, you can say
I
whatever
was
the fuck
just
you
making
want.
sure. But,
I'm gonna let
yeah.
it join a little bit.
It is one of the most beneficial things. It's gonna take you so far, and people respect it. Everybody respects it, especially your elders, and I'm a young person, so most of the people I have to work with or work through are older than me. So, it's always good to be respectful and have.
Is that what happened between like when you were 13 and you made that decision? Were you like,
Well,
because if you were boxing, that's discipline at an early age, especially at 11. You're like, shit, this is what I want to do. Like,
yo, man, I was like, fuck that shit. Get me out of here.
were you
This ain't me.
rapping? So was 11 your first performance? So you were rapping earlier than that.
Yeah, I was yeah, man. At like 9, I started it was like, and that's when I initiated rapping. Like, all right, let me try. Let me see what I'm about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you always nice, or was that a skill you had to learn?
Man, I would believe so. It's a skill that I developed. I think it was just a hunger in me that I respect so much. Like looking back on it, I was like, damn, I was trying nice. But
Yeah.
it was like I was mad hungry. You hear it in my voice. But it was a skill I had to develop,
Discipline and passion. I think like having discipline is good, but having passion for something, like a straight love, like no matter what, like an obsession over something.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Obsession.
Obsession. You have to be
know,
obsessed about something.
Someone had said that shit. It was David Goggins.
Shout David, he's a fucking amazing. I'm so
fucking
happy
goat.
you said that right now.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you are on the same page as me, yo. He talks about it too as well. Me and my brothers will chop it up about this is being passionate and being obsessed. You have to be obsessed. Nobody else can, somebody else could tell you to do it, but you're not gonna have the same desire, or it's not gonna have the same compelling feeling that you would get from your own, that derives from yourself, a passion or like an obsession. That's what you have to make things.
And you always had that for music?
Man.
Oh, all right. So what happened at 13 when you were like, I will choose music as the main thing?
Man, well, first off, I lost my fucking first boxing fight. Fuck that shit. my toothpiece got knocked out. All that shit. Yeah. My mouthpiece.
You get knocked out. You got rung.
Yeah, man, that shit was fucked up. But hey, look, it was my first boxing fight was at the Silver Gloves. championship. So I was like,
That's pretty.
these
Yeah,
niggas
that's,
had
how old were you?
experience. Maybe I think I was 12. I think I was 12. Yeah. So then after that, I was like, and my mom, she always made sure I had a good head on my shoulders. So she's kind of like, well, this is how it started with boxing. Was just either you're gonna do boxing or you're not gonna do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna spend time into training you. That's how my father taught me. And training you for you to, throw it away. That's not the point. So like my mom was kind of like that. Well, what are you gonna do with this music shit? I can't. And at that time, my mom was paying for my studio time. I love my mom so much, but
that's real support. Like
she was, and she was supporting me because she seen that I had love for it, and she was like, "Well, you got to make your choice. It's either boxing or music." At that time we couldn't do both, and that also it was, make your choice because I'm not about to be running around for you to throw this shit away too, like boxing. Yeah, and I was like, nah, I want this, and this is what I want.
I know you didn't choose boxing, but do you think if you did, you'd be still doing it?
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I love boxing.
Do you miss it at all?
Yeah, of course. Every time I think about it, I'm like, dude, I miss boxing. I miss the.
You should get in those rap boxing matches that they're doing now.
I want to do that. I really want to do that. Like,
knock Blueface out.
I fuck with and I know niggas is hating on him, but I fuck with Jake Paul.
I do too.
I fuck with the way that, because he was actually cool. Me and my brother, he actually watched my brother spar over in Vegas.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, some real shit. Cause he trained over at someone's gym that my brother trains at. But
I heard him talk to Tyson once. Jake Paul, like an interview with him and Tyson.
Nah, I ain't checked it out.
Tyson was tripping off mushrooms. It was a good interview. But like hearing him talk, yeah, that was fun. But hearing him like really talk about his passion, I was like, all right, I was talking shit about this dude, but he's like Jake Paul, a disciplined, really good dude. Like,
right.
Might have been Logan Paul. I now confuse both of them. God damn it.
To be honest, I think it was Logan.
God damn it.
Nah, now that I think about
erase it.
Real shit. I think I know what you're talking about. I really feel like
they had a good essence.
But anyway, let me
yeah, sorry, we were going on.
Why I fuck with them, because that's the reason we brought them up. I fuck with them because, like niggas was like, oh, y'all just some YouTubers, y'all some pussies, y'all can never be no boxer or nothing like that. And I'm like, word. And then them niggas, talk their shit. They converted to boxing and they did their things. They backed up their word, and that's cool to me. If you could back up what you're saying, then what's the difference between Jake and Floyd? Yeah. And of course, it's a lot of boxing like experience difference. But my point being is like, respecting their drive.
Yeah, and going after what you say. Like if you speak something if you say something, you kind of have to live up to that thing in that way. Like you said, your mom was like, all right, you make the decision. Right, you got to choose something and you got to stick with that thing. And then look at you now. You're traveling around the country. Like you're making music. Like you're doing that shit. Like you stuck with it. You spoke that into existence, which is fucking cool. I always said I wanted to be a stand-up. If I didn't become a stand-up, all those people who heard me say that would be like, oh, fuck him. He said this shit and he never really did that.
Yo, funny. That's real. That's how I think all the time.
Yeah.
It's just always something like that in my mind. Thinking like it's always a perspective on things that goes on in my head. So I'm kind of like, man, like I can't do all this music shit. Just throw it away. Like, how much shit I talk, especially as a kid,
Yeah.
Like I'm young still, but like even younger, I was talking so much shit at the lunch table. You don't want to know all this shit I was talking at the lunch table.
But you're nice. Your shit's like real, especially the shit that you got coming, like all that shit that I hear. Like I love all the stuff you have out, but like you have your own sound from a city that I don't know doesn't have a sound like yours. Like there's not a lot of people like you in the city that I mean that I've heard, and your shit's fire. Like Shamil and I, shout out Shamil Kumar, we talk about how dope you are all the time. Like,
I appreciate y'all boys so much.
Especially at 18, bro. Like I started stand-up seriously at 21. I knew I wanted to be a stand-up I knew that was what my life was going to be since I was 16. I'd say earlier than that, but 16 when I was like, nah, nothing else. But that 16 to 21 is a lot of wasted time for me. I lived life. I went through like trials and tribulations I learned that I can talk about on stage. But I wish I stuck with it through that time. I wish I was just like, you know what? Don't be a pussy. Get up on stage. Like, don't be a, like,
Let's go.
who gives a shit if they like it or not? Because the only way to get better is to get through the mud and shit.
Right.
But you stuck with that. Like, you're 18 and you felt that at a young age. You had support and you like lived through that time. You didn't take us like give up and shit, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Do you feel like, because that's a long time from age 13 to age 18 is very informative years, very like, you probably missed a lot in life that like a lot of people your age were able to do, but you're making music, you're following your shit.
Right.
Do you like wish you could live life a little bit more?
Nah, I'm good where I'm at, man. I feel like I love music. I love music. So I feel like I love letting music guide my journey. It's never been it's never been like, damn, nah, I wish I could do something else. Nah, I'm like, fuck that. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Every day I think about that shit. Like, this is how I want to live life. You know, and I ask myself that. Is this how you want to live life for the rest of your life? And I'm like, yeah. Well, we live a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah.
So I know for the first 2 quarters, I'm gonna be doing this.
For real. That is, yeah. Because, all right, you see people, you're young, and I'm young for people that I know, but you see people who start following their shit, like actually start, like they live their life, whatever, and then they're like 35, and they're like, now I'm going to start.
No, you're like, damn, bro.
It's kind of like, shit, you should follow your passion, but it's like, I would rather waste my 20s to enjoy my 30s than enjoy my 20s to then waste my 30s.
Right. That's my point being. I'm trying to get established now.
Yeah.
That's for real, man. Like, fuck, man. Let me get established now so that later this big ass headache is off my head.
For real,
you know
right?
What I mean? Like, this is what it is. This is a big old headache to get where you want to be. And I know I'm gonna have a headache later on, but you know, like.
But I'd rather have that now than later.
Right. You know, because I'm young, I could take that shit now. When I'm older, like, yo, you know.
That's how people get jaded and shit.
You know, I heard an elder say the other day. She was like, yo, good thing that God made babies for the youth, you know, like for young people to have babies. Because when you get old, you run out of patience. You can't deal with this shit. And that shit is real. Like, bro, once you get older, you're going to run out of patience. You know, it's going to be harder for you to have a passion for something. Like, dude, like I realize the older I get, I could grasp onto things, you know, and understand things more. But to hold on to them, I don't hold on to them as long. That's the thing. I let shit go easier.
That's
like
some real fuck.
And bro, like when you want to be passionate about something, it's easy to let that shit go. You have way too many options when you're older. You don't have so many options when you're younger.
Yeah.
I had school and going home and hanging out with friends. And between then, I had so much time to debate what I want to do.
And then when you're older, you like.
So once I get older, it's kind of like it's firsthand nature now. Like boxing. You know, that boxing, like I said, I shadow box every day, like fucking around. But, you know, once I got older, you know, became firsthand nature, like you know, playing around. And same with music, you know. Performing, exactly,
yeah.
and expressing yourself.
You were natural up there. That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a crowd of 1,000 people that are paying attention or the people that were there who were paying attention, but a lot of shit going on, or 2 people. Like, you go into that flow state. You know, the flow state, what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like that shit when you're doing it, you're almost not even thinking.
Yeah,
you're like,
man.
They say you're 3 seconds ahead of where you actually are.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because you know what? Like, I feel that when I get on stage, and when at first, like I'd say, let me give an estimate, like the first song, I'm really there. Like my head is all there and I'm thinking about the words that I'm gonna say and you know, deliver. By the second song, I'm easing in. By the third song, I'm all the way there. Like it's just coming off my head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you're thinking ahead. You're almost like ahead of where you are.
So now I can lock my eyes in, give people eye contact, and it's no problem. I'm gonna get them lyrics out the way that I want to deliver. I don't know why. Like you said,
for
it's
that
like the
flow state,
at the time.
That shadow boxing, probably when you're in that, like at first you're like, all right, but then you're in it.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about running beforehand.
Oh,
the first mile of my run is the worst because I'm like, I don't want to do this. And then you hit mile 2 and you're like, all right. And then you hit mile 3 and you're just in the zone. It's like, you could just keep going. That runner's high. You can just keep going.
That shit, man. I really want to get back into running and just being healthy.
It's good for meditating, like keeping your mind like clear.
Hell yeah.
Because you were talking about the headache. Like I got the headache of following my dream. Like I got the headache of making sure everything's set up, that the camera's good, that I'm going to be able to make money to support my dream, that I'm actually on the right path. But then I got to do shit to help focus that, the running, the meditating. So the headache does go away. Because sometimes that headache gets too loud, that like buzzing in your ears of like, what the fuck's going on?
Or even at nighttime when you're just chilling out, you ain't got nothing going on. You're like, damn, now it's really buzzing.
Yeah, that shit. And when you're in the flow state, that shit is gone. Like it's all for that moment. Like I used to drink a lot. And like when I would get super fucking drunk, I'd be like, oh, this is so much fun. But that's never as good as the blackout when I'm on stage.
Dude, yo, fucking tell me about it. Like the blackout is amazing. It's awesome. Especially, yo, like I was always discouraged coming up because I was like, damn, I was never raw. Like I never felt I was never the most confident with my freestyling. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so like as I eased into it, you know, and worked with it growing up, and progressively I learned how to get into that state of mind where you just going and like just spitting the freestyle like with the bros and shit. Yeah. And when you really start saying some shit and you don't even realize because you just going, you're the next bar. You don't think that shit feels so good. It's no better feeling than that. There's no better feeling. I look around and I'm like, yo, was I snapping or no?
Where do you think that comes from?
Dude, I don't know.
Those ideas.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out today. Like if I knew where that shit came from, you know, I may have like a good what would you say, like idea of where it comes from, but like I can't really pull it out yet. And once I get there, I'm gonna be nice with it. Yeah. Trust me. You're gonna know when I find that. I'm gonna find it though.
And you have that's what I mean. If you're that at 18, like at 20, in 3 years, think about like 3 years from now, you're only 21. You can fucking legally drink for the first time. Like you have that amount of time. You have that amount of time to like get to that.
You know, somebody put it in that perspective for me before. Like they was like, yo, bro, listen, Kev. Bro, it was one of my older homies. They're like, yo, you can't even get in a motherfucking club right now, bro. You can maybe get in the club if, you know, Struggle Mikey and some motherfuckers get you in. Yeah. But you can't do that shit on your own. Right now, you may as well stack your money, stay focused, get you a catalog of music. Once you turn 21, you know what I'm saying? Maybe get you some merchandise going or even get you a side hustle and start getting your merchandise out there right now. You know what I'm saying? So that once you get into the club, you can get into the club, bring your merchandise, network, all you get, you know what I'm saying? Have a good time, show out. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not just showing off your music, it's putting your face, your image out there. Like niggas like, oh shit, I seen that nigga at the club the other night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about networking. It's all about whoever told you that's a fucking G.
And I'm just, dead ass, bro. And I'm thinking to him, I'm like, bro, damn, I may as well just get my money right now. Cause that's what he told, I could go in into depth with this shit, but like he was even telling me like, yo, bro, don't be living in no fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that this money is just gonna come from music. It don't just drop from the sky, bro. It really don't. You know what I mean? Like you gotta build means of income. Like
that's what fucking Benny's been doing with BSF, like getting the like sports agency and all that shit. You grow different lanes of that shit, but like having a team of supportive friends or like you said, you chop up with your brothers. They tell you to like keep going, keep your head on your shoulders. Hell you got friends that do that shit for you. Like that's also such a big part of growing is having people. Because as you said, the buzzing gets loud. Like at night, whenever, and we're artists. in a weird, you're a musician, I do comedy. I think of that as my art. So we think we're like, we want people to hear our stuff, but we also are the biggest critic of it.
Yeah, the biggest fucking critic.
So we need other people to back us. We just need, if one person is like, nah, keep doing it, bro. That's like someone else feels it. And then it's another person's like, nah, keep doing it. Because you need that other shit. Because that buzzing is sometimes too loud for yourself to handle.
You're right.
Shout out fucking Struggle Cartel. Shout out Mike.
Struggle Cartel. Shout out everybody, bro. Shout out my people who've been with me forever. Like my whole gang, my whole entourage, my when I say gang, I mean like my fam, like my peoples, friends, family, even people who weren't family, just like people who seen me before. Like, like some of the strongest messages don't even come from people that, you have a connection with. That shit's crazy too. And people who just pick you out like a sore thumb and just word is bond. They just give you, you know what I'm saying? They let you know. And it's just encouragement. And I'm grateful for that. It's a lot of encouragement because, your childhood could be very discouraging. In your childhood, like, bro, how I look at it is like your childhood is your first impression on life. So like if that's and your first impression when anything is how is your is the one that's going to live on or carry out longer. And if you have a discouraging, first impression of life, bro, you're gonna be more nervous, or it's gonna be a lot more barriers to overcome once you get to where you want to be, or once you are trying to initiate, or once you're initiating to get where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you ain't started yet, or maybe you just started, but now it's getting harder and harder because there's a lot of fear or shit you have to overcome. Like, I'm very grateful for the people who, backed me up from the start, because all that encouragement is just motivation,
Man, you're you're like way wiser beyond your years, because like that childhood thing is real. I had a fucking childhood that discouraged me. And that's why I took those 5 years to just bullshit, because I didn't believe in myself fully. I was discouraged by growing up. I was discouraged by the life that I was born into, living, whatever. And when I realized that I'm in charge of that shit and I can take control of it and make it how I want, not in some fantasy fairy tale way, but in some real shit where it's like I can be determined for my passion, work towards it. And I wasn't discouraged about my life anymore. I was happy that life was in my control. I wasn't born into this shitty situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I fuck with that. Even just being able to get control of your life. Some people let go and don't even be able to make it there. That shit's real, even at a young age. Like, but shit, man, like my OG had told me, like, you don't deal your cards, bro, but play your cards and play them slow,
Do you have a plan? Like you said, you live a quarter of your life at a time, quarter mile at a time. Do you have a plan? Like, do you see what you want, or are you just dealing with the cards? You go where?
I see where, but I don't. I'm still working on making my plan. It's such a broad thing. Like from the beginning, it was very broad, but like the more and more I ease into it and grow up, everything becomes more like direct. Like I want to go here. I want to do this. Even just like we're graduating high school and thinking about what college I want to go to, or
you want to go to college?
Yeah, I do. This is my gap year. You know what I mean? For real. Or even just knowing where I want to move. But I don't know. It's gonna come to me, man. Right now I'm just getting my means together. Whatever just compels me. Something like that pulling feeling, because that feeling when you just like, yeah, that's where I want to go. That's where I belong.
That North Star.
The North Star, most definitely. You know what I'm saying?
So what is yours? What is that? It's broadening towards like what path do you want to carve or create?
I don't know. Yeah, I want to have an influence. I want to have an impact. That's all I know. I'm just leading my journey, man. I really don't know where I'm headed. Like it's hard to explain, man. It's so broad. It's so broad, but like I want to give you a more direct answer. It's just I want to have an impact. That's my point being. I have something to say, man. I have something to show. So you know, and I want to do it. It's not something that is for y'all. It's for me. It's, you know,
That's it.
And it's for y'all as well, you know, and people who pick it up, you know, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't pick it up and you're not picking up on what I'm giving, and it's not for you.
People don't want to hear shit for them. They want to hear shit that people created for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can tell when someone's trying too hard to impress. Like, when we first met, we've met a few times now. This is the first time we've like sat down and had a conversation like this. You're a fucking such a nice dude, wicked kind, very fun. Like, when we listen to your music, it's like really cool. Like, I want to like listen to it. It's like fun. But then sitting down and talking to you, you're very wise and you think very much about all this shit. And having those three things is what creates an impact. Can you be enjoyable? Can you have depth? And can you do it for yourself, not for others? And like, if that's the point, like, I don't mean to speak for you, but like, you are going to make an impact with that shit. And I know it's what you just keep going, you know, because that discouragement, it's like everyone gets discouraged. But if I can get past that, if I can like outlove myself, it sounds so dumb, but like outlove myself more than everyone else.
You're fucking right. You don't have to get past anything. You're right. If I you said if that discouragement, if I could just get past that, if I could just outlove myself, you know, that shit is real. That shit is real. My mom had told me something like that before, something like, you can't love nobody else if you don't love yourself. And that shit is real. Like, you know, so I put a lot of faith into myself because I know what I can do and the impact that I can have, especially on the people around me, because I've seen it happen before, you know, and I've seen people confide in me before, and that shit is real. And like, and there's that discouragement, man. It's a lot to feel discouraged about. You know, you're saying anything. There's so many. You're just putting your music out there for the public, for anybody to listen and judge. So it's so much to be discouraged about, you know. But get past that shit, man. And that's the goal. Like, yo, if I could just get past this, you know, and just put all that faith into myself, I know that myself can take me somewhere. And if I could take myself somewhere, I could take my people somewhere. Like, it's like, you get what I'm saying?
I want to create, shout out Al Christakis and Shamil who are sitting in on this. I want to create, it's so silly. Having it be called Bucked Up is such a silly thing. Because when I started it was, but now it's more serious. Yeah, it's more serious. And Bucked Up is the brand that the name I'm creating. And I want to create it not just so I can live the dream, but that I can fucking travel with these guys, travel with the people I love, my friends, create shows, create opportunity for everyone. There's such this like feast or famine mentality that's like, I think between rap and comedy, especially, because it's like we're on stage alone. I know you got, but like it's us versus the crowd, that we don't realize that it's all of us. It's the art form and all. It's like, it's not the single spot. Because if everyone eats, it creates more opportunity.
Right.
You want everyone to eat. Like Buffalo Rap. If Griselda, West Con, and Benny were like, nah, we're it. We're not going to put anyone else on 2015, 2016 when they were first starting up, then Buffalo wouldn't have blown up like it has. And I know there's a lot of underground stuff, but as an outsider coming in, having them play El Camino on the tracks, or having them sign like Jay Skis or Love the Genius, or have drum work, or even Benny be doing tracks with Struggle like early on. Right. You doing tracks with the crazy, you know, the people you've been able to work with. It's like, oh shit, everyone can eat, and it puts on a city that no one had thought about before in that way. Like Buffalo's now a rap city that can be in contending with, like, maybe not New York or in LA, but like a Memphis or a fucking Chicago. Like,
too, yeah, man, for real, it really could. Like, dude, and it's so diverse. That's what motherfuckers don't understand. Like, bro, we're diverse as fuck. Like, I go out to like Cali and like I see shit like, you know, it's a whole bunch of different motherfuckers, but like the way that you know we carry ourselves is different, man. We carry ourselves different, man. Like, hard body. Not only that, it's just like Damn, man. Yo, we could get the Spanish culture going. I don't hear too much. You know, I see because you know I'm surrounded by that shit, but I don't hear so much people bringing up the Spanish culture and in the Buffalo scene right now, and that's big. We bro, the West Side is full of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans.
I was just talking to Cecilio Cease of Out West Records about that shit. Yeah, about how there is, and there's a big scene.
Big as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Like big, not just rap scene or like music scene, but like culture, like in general, like people. The people, it's big and
it's forgotten. It's not like it's forgotten about.
It's not forgotten.
Buffalo.
It's not like if you're in Buffalo, you definitely know about it, man. You got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like outside, you know, it's not as much mentioned as the. You know what I'm saying? Now, my point being with that is that there's so much. It's so diverse. There's so many lanes to go in. Like so, like if we're all putting each other on, everybody can eat. Why? Because it's not just one lane of music we have to go towards. We can all do our own thing and still eat. You know?
Yeah, because you're not like trying to copy the like super grimy. Like
I'm not.
You have your own style.
I have my own style. I have my own lane. I know where I belong.
Did you ever try, like, did you always have this lane or did you have to find it over the years?
I had to develop that shit, man. Like, dude,
when do you think you found it?
Shit, this year. I believe so.
Was there a track?
Nah, it was a mindset. It was a state of mind. It was my last birthday. I was like, yo, word. You know, we got to turn this shit around. Like, you know, it was a perspective on things that I looked at it. And when I was hit by that perspective, I was like, damn. I just started looking at things differently. You know, like I wouldn't say Perspectives was the song, but Perspectives definitely described that feeling that I got that changed me. If you've heard that, that's on my the Golden Boy EP, Kevmac, Sugar Mike. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned it. I mentioned a lot of perspectives on it, and it just describes like that feeling that I got that changed it. You know, that I was like, all right, where I know who I am and where I belong.
Well, what's next then for you? I mean, I guess musically, but what's like the next year entail for you? What do you?
Yo, man, the next year entails for me just turning up. You know, everything that I'm giving it my all this year, man. I mean, now that I'm developing the means to give it, to go places that I couldn't go before and do things that I couldn't do before.
Working with UK artists, going out to LA, Vegas, all that shit.
Now that I have that to support myself and to do it, now this is the year that you're going to see me go in with that. You know, and sometimes it may take me longer than usual, but that's all right. I'm just, you know, building resources and shit. And that's cool because I'm going to get more and more resourceful and I'm going to keep expanding. And so that's what this next year entails, like, and expanding and, you know, becoming resourcely.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to see me. I can't use all my connections to Buffalo. I got to go out to Cali. You know, certain people can't do something in Cali. I got to go to Vegas. You know, like, honestly, I like being in Vegas. I fuck with, I recorded one of my first like real auto-tune songs out in Vegas, and ever since then I like going to that studio, you know. So it's like expanding. You're gonna see me everywhere this year, doing whatever I gotta do to get that sound that I want to give.
That must be a good feeling though, like going back to when you're 13 and that your mom gave you that decision, and then you're in a studio in Vegas and you're 18. Like, that must be, I mean, do you ever look back at that and you're like, no, I saw this happening? Or are you kind of like, oh shit,
I saw this happening. I saw it in my mind and I lived it out. I knew I was the man before I was the man. That's how I became the man. It's you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
bro, I knew this shit was gonna come. It was destined. I don't know. I seen my papi on the screen, you know, boxing when I was younger. He was on the TV screen. So I was like, I'm gonna be on the TV screen. I'm gonna do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it. And then it just came to me, you know, music. I love music. It was just always in the house. And like, so I seen this shit coming. It's not a surprise to me.
And it's your own lane. It's
just, I think, you know what it is? It's like when I seen this shit coming, it was like because I knew this shit was gonna come someday. Me doing stupid things that would take me away from it was just discouraging to me. It was like kind of like a disappointment. Like, why would I do that? I knew better. I knew I shouldn't do that because it's gonna take away from me doing this, what I love. You know what I'm saying? And being able to discipline myself over the years just made me stronger into saying, hey, this is what I got to do. This is where I got to be. You know what I mean? And developing that lane. And as well as a person, as a young boy becoming a man.
That's some real shit. Because even young, but I'm 24 now. Like, I feel myself going off the path, doing like, oh, I'm gonna take today off. Oh, I'm gonna take today off. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna take today off. And then you're like, oh, I just took a week off. And then you're like, oh, I just took 2 weeks off. And you're like,
oh, I just took a month off.
Exactly. And you're like, oh shit, I know there's the finish line. Mm-hmm. And I know that finish line is so broad, but I know there's a point I want to get to. Yeah. And until I get to that point, why would I like think of it like running? I'm completing the same lap. Why would I just sit there and stand and waste 15 minutes and then go, no, I'm just going to push myself through it till I get to the finish line. And then I can relax. I can relax a little. That's what we're talking about. The 20s is my race for my 30s to relax.
I fuck with
not
that.
relax,
The 20s is my race for my, you want to kick your feet.
But relax in the way that like
get you a fam, man. Get you something going. You know, because you want to be established. When you're 30, when I'm 30, I want to be able to kick my fucking feet up.
I want to kick my feet up in the way that the people I look up to kick their feet up. Like the comedians I like work hard as shit, but they can live life in a fun way where it's not stressful to be like, how am I going to afford to do this?
Right. Because, you know, like you said, how living life, man. I just want to live life to the fullest. And being able to do that when I'm 30. You know, you can't, I'm going to be able to live my life to the fullest now in a different way. But in 30, when I'm 30, you know, it's going to be living life to the fullest, but in a different way.
In a serious way.
In a serious way. You get what I mean?
Because I'm still silly. I'm still trying to have fun. But to a point.
Right. To a point. Everything has a limit.
What do you have coming?
Talent. Man, come on, man. It's vice versa.
What do you have coming out next?
Man, I got an EP coming out next. I'm so on the fence, man. I keep thinking I'm gonna drop an album or an EP. So I do have a music video coming next. Actually, let me be more direct. Yes, I have a music video coming next. It's gonna be called "Hoes in the House." It's gonna be featuring my man Beach Boy Nino, and he up from the Rock.
Oh, so,
yeah, for word. So we got a music video to that coming as well.
Do you know when it's dropping? Soon?
No. It's gonna be coming soon. Yeah, real soon. You know, we got the audio finished up, the music video finished up. So, you know, we're gonna be dropping that music video as well. And it's gonna be coming with a project. I don't know. I might drop the music video today, drop the project, and drop the audio first. Who knows? Like, I'm gonna switch it up. I have a different method for how I release this shit. So don't think I'm just quitting.
Who do you look up to for releases, how they market themselves?
Well, first there's gonna be Master P. Master P was a fucking beast, bro.
That's not who I expected you to say.
Well, no. You know, of course, like.
No, why Master P? I want to hear.
It's a lot of people, man, but you know, the one that I got in the back of my mind right now is Master P because, you know, this dude, how many? I don't want to say the wrong answer. Can I look it up real quick?
Yeah, of course.
How many fucking albums did Master P drop in 1 year? His team, you ready? You go and find this shit right now. Shit.
I'm so happy that rappers, or just while you look it up.
Albums, it's at 14.
14 in a year.
Albums, 16. I hope this is the right answer. That's not what.
But it's like, look at Flea Lord. You know Flea Lord?
Oh, Flea Lord as well.
Drops 12 fucking once a month. Has projects with Havoc. Has projects with has the biggest crazy shit.
Facts, because Master P was you know, that was back then. But if we talk about right now, man, Fleet, yo, I saw that shit one day. I was scrolling through Instagram and I just seen this nigga make a post, and they had so many fucking albums. He's like, yeah, I did this in 1 year.
12 albums.
I'm like, where the fuck have I been? I heard like 1 or 2 of them bitches, but I didn't know he dropped this many. This was 1 year?
Yeah.
I'm looking back like, oh yeah, nigga, this shit's all this year. Like, yo, for real. Yeah, man, Flea Lord, bro. He out here.
That circles back to the beginning of our, it's like determined, like drive. Like there's always someone outworking you, but if you can strive to get to them, then you start outworking them. Like then there's another mountain to climb. Like
great competitors flourish from better endurance or something like that. I think that's what Benny said. Yo, yeah. I heard that shit. I was like, yeah, that's real.
What is it? One more time?
He said, great competitors flourish from better endurance.
It's true.
And he had said that on Did I?
And it's funny because
I'm out here promoting his music. But we're shout out because I really did hear that from him.
But we're talking about like how we want everyone to eat, but also, you know, comparing your shit. It can be both, because I want everyone else to compare their shit to everyone else to strive to be better, so we all grow. It's not like I rock and you suck. It's not like let's compete with each other because that's fun. You know, like it's fun to be like we can grow together and do this together. But like
be competitive.
I'm holding you accountable to growing, and I want you to hold me accountable to growing.
Right.
And that's all. That's what
the culture too.
Yeah,
that's the culture. That's from the beginning of time, battling, man. You know, competitive. This is how I was growing up, man. This is how I was with my fucking brothers. You know, like, nigga, I want you to do better. I'm not picking on you because I'm putting you down. Ain't nobody care for no Debbie Downer. Nah, man, I want you to be, you know, the best you. You know, that's why we get on each other's asses like that. Like, nah, bro, you gotta, what you doing, man? You slacking right now. Like, dude, it's competition, man. It's, you know, it's no friendly competition. It's not family. No, I don't believe in that shit. Fuck that. It's competition, survival of the fittest. But we're gonna respect each other as men because that's my brother. Yeah. You did better than me, but nah, fuck that. I respect it. It's not, oh, you fairly did better than me. Now you did great. I respect that. Next time I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be great. And from there on out, we build. And
you hold each other like because he thinks the same thing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's vice versa, man. All the time. It's reciprocal. You know, you get what you give, man. For real. Who said that? Nah, yo. She said, it's hard because I want to bring my niggas to the riches with me, but it's hard because they ain't got the same ambition as me.
Oh, who did say that?
That was Shay Noir. That was Shay Noir. That was Shay Noir I'm pretty sure Young Ones.
That's it. Fucking yeah, but it's real.
Damn, I promote everybody's shit. Nah, but for real, because I really do be tuning in. Like she said some real shit, and that's real. Like, yo, I can't stand when motherfuckers, you know, want something, but they're not ambitious for it. Like, bro, be hungry for it. You know, we may not have the resources right now, but we're gonna get there.
That was like, get there, bro. I don't know if you fuck with Lil Yachty. I do fuck with him, man. And he.
I when I was younger, like when he was first coming up, I did some research into him, and like I fucked with like his little background story, you know, about like going, like I guess something about like dropping out of college.
Yeah, he went to college and everyone bullied him because of his red hair, and he dropped out and
he told his mom he gonna make it in a year or whatever. In the first, he said, I got 1 year to do this to make it, and this nigga made it in months. I was like, pfft.
But he, at the beginning, had the whole boats crew, yacht club, I think it's called. Anyway, he put his first $1 million that he made into his crew to try to get them all on, and none of them like took the baton that he handed them, and people were like, "Oh, why didn't you put your crew on after that?" He's like, "I tried." They just didn't have the ambition. They didn't have the passion that I had. If I gave them a chance. That's sad, man. Like, I have a friend, shout out, he does the intro music. And if he's listening, comes around to a good thing, John. An archaeologist is his production. Great producer. And he for real, some of the craziest beats. I love his shit so much. And he stopped making music for a long time. And I found one of his old beats and I sent it to one of his favorite rappers. And he made it into a track.
Wow.
And I didn't tell him, let's do Cool AD. And I sent my friend the song, and I was like, and I did it to 2 different tracks. And I was like, these 2 rappers that you love want you to continue making music. And he's making music again. And I pray that he keeps going, because I'm giving him the baton. I'm giving him the baton because I believe in him so much.
You commended him, man.
Yeah. And you need that. You need someone else that you look up to be like, oh, nah, you are dope.
You're right.
Fuck, Rick Hyde told me, I told a mutual friend that I was funny on stage. And the other day when I performed,
so encouraging.
And that shit made me so having him do, like, say I'm funny, whatever. That made my, like, someone I look up to respects what I'm doing.
Dude, that's real. Yo, the encouragement is everything. Like I said, like we were talking about before, you know, that shit is real. Like even hearing it from somebody bigger, like, dude, I remember when the first time Ricky, he had kicked the conversation with me, and I'm not going to speak on that, but like, you know, it was dope, it was real, but I'm gonna tell you one thing though. He did tell me something, and it was dope. It was preserve your energy. Watch how you you dispense your energy, like bro. It's gonna be a lot of people around you, a lot of leeches, man, and people gonna try and take your energy. You don't even realize it, man. Like them little arguments that you get in, them little nonsense, that little nonsense, that shit builds up, man. It's a bullshit don't stick together, man. And like, yo, the encouragement is everything. So once you get that, bro, once you get encouragement, man, you can overcome so much. Like, you can overcome discouragement. You can become confident. Not only overcome, but become, and like, bro, it's honestly, I think that's really the word, encouragement. Him hearing them artists on those beats was encouraging to him. And you lose that when you get older. Shit becomes negative. You can look at shit more negative because you have more time to yourself, You're not at home with your parents anymore, or you're not at school with friends all the time anymore. It's really your own journey. So like, that little bit of encouragement, really can go a long way. And, even with yourself, man, you got to have those conversations with yourself to encourage yourself. For real, man.
For real.
Like, yo, man, I be having to talk to myself all the time, man. Like, bro, it's on you, bro. It's on you. It's on you, Kev.
And I'm mean in my own head. Like, I have to be like, come on, bitch. Like, come on, pussy. You got to push yourself. Like, get up, pussy. Get up, pussy. Stop being lazy.
Sometimes you just, yeah.
I am mean to myself in my head. I'm like, you're being lazy.
I get aggressive too, but sometimes you got to ask yourself a question. Is this really what you want, nigga?
And you got to have a real answer.
Where you want to be in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know where your friends are right now. You know where you like, bro, I done seen a lot of people go a lot of different ways growing up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you've seen it happen for yourself. You've seen it from firsthand where these, where you can't go. But where do you want to go? And when I think about that, I'm like, where do I want to go? It's this music shit. I want to go somewhere with this music shit. That's always my first answer. It just pops in my head. Music. It's just there. Like, subconsciously, and then when I think about it, it's there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't always have to be aggressive with this. So just ask yourself. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time, bro. There's no point of wasting time. Just ask yourself now. If you don't want this shit, then don't do it. If you want this shit, then let's go. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
Yeah, man.
For real.
For real. And I do. You have to ask yourself the question, and you have to have a real answer. As you said, like comedy, it's the first answer. And I'll give myself those talks where it's like, no, really, is this what you want? And at first I'll be like, yes, of course it is. Like, get away. But really I have to be like, yes, it is. Here's why I want it. I tried the job lifestyle. Right. I tried the lifestyle that I shouldn't be living. I tried the fun lifestyle. I tried all that shit, and none of it made me happy as the working towards my dream lifestyle.
Exactly, bro.
And that's all it is.
Hell yeah. It's it. It is, man. What else do we chase besides comfortability? I mean, comfort and certainty. you know, we don't know what this life is to, you know, is gonna hold for us. We just know that we're gonna live, we're gonna be born and die. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that's certain is death. But we want something else to be more certain to us. We want the answer to what life is. We want, you know, comfortability. We want to be comfortable in our skin. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's gonna take you to get there? You know, that's really the goal. You know, you don't really, if you don't know where you want to be right now, I'm sure that you want to be comfortable, and I'm sure that you want to be certain about, you know, what you got going on in your situation. And I'm certain that you want to be happy. Because once you're certain that you're certain and comfortable, you know, complacent. I wouldn't say complacency, but it's just like you know, you become
content. Yeah,
exactly.
Man, thank you. This is for real one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. For real, like this was an amazing conversation.
I appreciate you.
We didn't even get to talk about. What were you saying, Mike? We had a long night last night. Shout out Struggle Mike.
Yeah, long
Shout
night,
out
boy.
Struggle Cartel. You want to plug your shit, your social media, your music?
Shout out Struggle Cartel. Shout out Struggle Mike again. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Kevmac Money on Instagram. KEVMAC Money. Nigga.
We're out.
We outie.